Jrue Holiday signing an extension with the Milwaukee Bucks, 4 years, 160 million. So right off the top, we're just going to get right into that. Initial thoughts on this massive max extension for Jrue Holiday in the Bucks?
Kind of caps their ceiling. I personally don't think Jrue Holiday or Chris Middleton is a good enough number two option. I think they're both number three options. And this kind of just caps their ceiling as a very, very good team that's going to be finals contenders, that's going to be championship contenders, but none of us are going to pick them as the championship favorite. If an injury happens here or there, then they could easily win a championship. Like if the Brooklyn Nets aren't fully healthy, if LeBron starts aging, because this is a long contract. LeBron is very old. So as LeBron ages, you could maybe get a championship. But the current landscape, I don't think I'm going to win a championship this year. And unless there's an injury to that Nets team, I can't see him winning a championship within this 4-year contract.
Yeah, this is their core. Like, this is the team that
Yeah.
they're going to have if they want to win a championship. It's going to be really hard to upgrade around it. It's going to be veteran minimum guys, buyout guys around it. Now, I do think that their depth past the top three guys, top three, four guys, their depth is pretty bad. Like it can kind of only get better from here. So I think if they do find like a couple good deals in the buyout market next year in free agency, whatever, make a smart trade, a draft pick or something, like this is a good core. Like they have a good top three. It's one of the best two-way top threes in the league, if not the best, in my opinion. And if it weren't
Yeah.
for the Nets, I would be saying that they could easily
East
be coming out of
favorites.
the East. East
Yeah.
favorites probably could be coming out of the East for sure. Could win a championship. They're probably not beating the Nets. Now we haven't even seen this Nets team together
Played together. Yeah.
like ever. They've played like 2 or 3 games together. So we'll see how they look defensively in the playoffs. But I agree with you. I can't see this team beating that Nets team. And over the next 4 years, there's not much room to upgrade. So maybe an injury might have to be the way they get to the finals. Kind of like the way the Raptors won the championship a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Raptors got Kevin Durant injury.
Yeah.
It's the only one injuries again. They were able to capitalize. This team is set up where they can also capitalize. Another thing to talk about, they still have a couple picks. They're not like completely picked, right? They still have a 2022 pick. I think they have a couple seconds. And you can find nice guys through that.
Yeah.
Taylor Horton-Tucker was a second round pick. Terrence Main was a second round pick. Nicholas Claxton was a late first rounder, I think. So you can still find solid depth to add to your team. They still have Brook Lopez, who's aging, but on a good contract. They have Dante DiVincenzo, who's showing flashes of being decent.
Mm-hmm.
They have PJ Tucker for the next 1 to 2 years, maybe, because he's kind of old, but he's obviously a great defender, good shooter. DJ Augustine, they have Jeff Teague, decent role player and set point guards. Bobby Portis is probably a starter or a closer for them because he's probably going to close over Brook Lopez. So they still have a decent amount of depth. It's just not Brooklyn Nets level.
Yeah.
Like if the Brooklyn Nets didn't have James Harden, I could say, yeah, this team is up there competitive with them. But
Mm-hmm.
that Harden trade kind of did ruin a little bit of parity in the NBA, and the Nets might be the biggest loser of that.
Yeah. You mentioned they do have a couple of picks left, and I'm just looking at Brook Lopez's contract right now. He's due 13 to 14 million over the next until 2022, 23. So
Yeah,
that is a tradable contract. Like that is a
yeah,
contract you can move, attach a couple of picks to get a decent guy. So there is some room to upgrade, but it's not immediately obvious like how that's going to happen. This is their core, and this if they're going to win a chip, it's going to be with this big three.
yeah. And they could also hit it like what I said. If they got like a Claxton, for example, like a
Yeah,
Claxton-esque
yeah,
player,
yeah,
player that wrote Brook Lopez, and you can maybe get a
yeah,
17, 16 million player who's significantly better,
yeah,
like a
yeah,
Bogdanovich that's sitting on Atlanta's bench right now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Very good point. But it's a big W for Jrue Holiday. I don't think any of us would have predicted him to be making 40 mil a year
yeah,
uh, for 4 years. Big dub for him. It's kind of a necessary move though that you can't really trade all those picks for him and then not extend
mhm,
him, just lose him in free agency. So a necessary move, kind of a necessary evil, if you will, but
yeah,
definitely cap strap for the next 4 years.
yeah. 3 first-round picks, you kind of have to just give him whatever you want because if he
Yeah,
leaves, you have no picks to trade for another player of that
yeah,
caliber, and you're in Milwaukee. You're not a real free agent destination, so you had to do what was done. It is what it is kind of
yeah,
situation. Still a
yeah,
good team. Still a finals contender.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Top 5 team in the NBA, could be a top 3 team in the NBA. Like,
Yeah.
they have that kind of ceiling. Thanks for watching. Listen to the Stretch the Floor podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us on Instagram.